Buenas noches, amigos. Buenas noches, mis guerreros. ¿Cómo están? Este es CHAÉONFIRE. Aquí estamos para saludarlos una vez más, rompiendo la semana. Welcome, everybody. This is CHAÉONFIRE. Welcome to Breaking the Week with CHAÉ. And today is a special moment for me to share with you guys how was my first experience coming to America, how I left my country full of expectations and full of dreams like everybody else does, you know. This is a land of immigrants, you know. This is a land of people that comes with dreams to be shaped up. Many of us are able to make those dreams come true, but others feel defeated and then decide to return, go back to their countries. Some of them have a good outcome of the experience because they managed to have a house and have a piece of land and build on it, and bringing with them all the experience that they had in America. And that is the American dream, you know. Muchos han venido aquí a este país con un sueño de trabajar duro para hacérsela, you know. Y algunos han triunfado aquí y otros se han sentido derrotados y han tenido que regresar a sus tierras. Algunos han logrado realizar sus sueños en regresar a su tierra, comprarse una casa, comprarse una tierra y construir en ella y terminar el resto de sus años. Otros no. Otros siguen luchando. Other people continue fighting, you know. I'm gonna open this conversation with you today with a song that I call it The Golden Dream. That is one of my 500 plus songs. The Golden Dream because that's the dream that we all have when we come to America. El sueño americano, the American dream, that's the golden dream that we are all talking about. And yes, for many, they want to be famous, they want to cross frontiers. For others, they want to have the house, they want to have the car, they want to have the trips around. For others, will be just escaping from the violence in their countries and feeling isolated. Para algunos es muy bonito salir de su país para hacerla en grande aquí, tener el carro de sus sueños, la casa de sus sueños. Para otros es querer ser famosos, poder cruzar las fronteras y que los conozcan. Para otros es salir de la violencia de su país y llegar aquí con una oportunidad. Me, I left Colombia in the middle of the violence of the narco-traffickers taking over the country. And I needed to leave because in order for me to make this artistic dream to come true, I needed to leave my country because I didn't have no choices up there, no opportunities. I remember that when I tried my first time, I was sent back. I tried to come to America, to Puerto Rico with my sister as a great singer-songwriters. And what happened? They sent us back because they said Colombia doesn't have black people. Wow. That was my first shock. In Puerto Rico, they say, no, Colombia doesn't have black people and you guys try to be Dominicans and that's why you trying to come here to America, to Puerto Rico. And they send us right back. We arrived on one day and the following day they put us handcuffs together, my sister and I with the same handcuffs, putting us together, and they took us to the international airport in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and they sent us right back to Colombia. Just because we were blacks. and they did not believe that Colombia had black people. So that was one of the reasons why I started shaping out my music and my art, and I wanted to demonstrate that yes, Colombia do have black people like me. This is Golden Dream, and I'm gonna give you a little piece of the song, and it goes like this. I have to leave my city. There's nothing else I can do here. I'm looking for a job that makes me buy my bills. I'm going north. There I find gold. Oh, I'm going north. There I find gold. Now in a dreaming land, I'm working hard for a big boss, but he's not paying much, 'cause I'm illegal immigrant. I'm going north. There I find gold. Oh, I'm going north. There I find gold. Sorrows, fears is what I feel when I am here, running to survive, looking where to hide. These laws and rules won't stop me. Na na na. Sorrows, fear. My mom is lonely, my son is very ill, but I'm working hard. Yes, I'm working hard. Hold this on, please don't die. No, no, no. And the people start running around because the migrants is coming, taking them out of the houses, taking right back to their countries. This is what we're living right now. I lived it many years ago when I came for the first time to America. But the funny thing is that that is repeated right now again. We see so many people trying to make it here in this country, and unfortunately, things are not like before. Everything is changed now. So that American dream, that golden dream, that experience that you wanted to have is vanishing. You know? But the ones that are still surviving, the best, they do the best they could. I'm going north. There I find gold. Oh, I'm going north. There I find gold. I'm working hard day and night to see my dream come alive. I'm working hard day and night to see my dream come to life. I'm working hard day and night to see my dream come to life. I'm working hard day and night to see my dream, to see my dream alive. I'm going north. There I find gold. I'm going north. There I find gold. No, 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 no. And that's what we always experience when we are here in America trying to make it. I remember when I came the first time, after that experience in Puerto Rico, we went to the American Embassy in Colombia. They apologized for the incident that happened in Puerto Rico, being deported just because they didn't believe that my sister and I were Colombians. We were very recognized artists from Colombia, Las Perlas Negras, the Black Pearls, that was the name of the group. We had more than 10 awards internationally. We had a lot of big stardom of music out there. And we traveled Europe, and we came here previously. And the fact that we decided to return to promote our music, that was very traumatic for us because we were sent right back based on what the authorities in the Puerto Rican airport were saying, that we were not Colombians because we were dark skinned. That really hurt me, that really hurt me a lot, because of the way that they treated us like criminals, like we were, stealing or something. I don't know. They gave us fingerprinting. They took pictures from sideways. I mean, like criminals. For artists like us, that was very traumatic. At least for me, it was, and that makes me to start complaining. Not complaining, but that makes me to start writing and talking about it, because it is important not to judge people just because of the color of the skin, just because of the race. It is important. And the way that we were treated, it was unexpected. We didn't expect that. Finally, we decided to return again. And this time we went straight to Florida, Miami, a different experience. When we arrived there, we used to have an aunt and a family, beautiful family, that helped us to promote our music in one of our tours over there in Miami. But the cultural shock was very impacting to me. It was very traumatic because, first of all, I speak Spanish. And I managed to get a position as an assistant to the vice principal of a school, to start working up there. And she rejected me just for the fact that I was an Afro-Latina speaking Spanish. She didn't like me to speak in Spanish, especially to communicate with the parents in the school in Spanish. She didn't want me that. She wanted me to straightforward English. Keep in mind that I learned basic English in Colombia before I came, because I always dreamed to come to America. I always dream of seeing buildings and apartments and streets and experience the vibrancy of America. And that was always my dream. I learned English, the basic English, in my country before I came here, because I always wanted to come to America. Then I arrived to Miami, and everyone is speaking Spanish. And I say, why? I don't feel like I'm in America. I feel like I'm in my city in Colombia, but in a larger measure, And so then I start mingling with the Cubans, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Colombians, and everybody was speaking Spanish. One of the cultural shocks that I have at that moment was my language. They started laughing at my accent, laughing at me struggling to speak in English. In the meantime, everybody was speaking Spanish, and that was very humiliating to me. But I didn't care. I just continued learning. I started absorbing all the cultural aspect of learning English through the newspapers, through the radio, listening to music, in order for me to come to New York, because I always wanted to go to New York, And I said, New York, I know over there they might be speaking English, not like here in Miami. All right, so that was one aspect that really impacted me, my persona when I came to America. Another part was the cultural aspect of coming from a country that is very religious. Colombia is usually considered a very religious country. And we still have, our customs, and we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Valentine's Days in different way. We call it El Día del Amor y la Amistad. We celebrate all of that. And here we are. We celebrate La Virgen del Carmen, the 8th. In Mexico, they celebrate the Guadalupe festivity to honor the blessed of the Mother of the Lord Jesus Christ. In Colombia, we celebrate La Virgen del Carmen, and we put candles all over. That's a big festivity in Colombia. So here we are, two artists, my sister and I, living in an efficiency that we managed to make a business with the owner of a home. And we are lighting up candles in front of the apartment. And they came like, what are you doing? You're crazy. You cannot be doing that here in America. You don't do that. And we were so in shock. Why we cannot do this? Today is a festivity. We are celebrating the Virgen del Carmen, and we have to we're part of the culture. And they said, no. You are in the United States, and you cannot be bringing your candles and your light and your stuff from over there. You have to adapt over here. So that was a shock for me to learn. Not to be lighting up candles to celebrate La Virgen del Carmen, the Blessed Mother of the Lord Jesus Christ, on December 8th, because that's not a custom here in America. And they say, what are you trying to do? You trying to bring the firefighters here and create a fire? No. So we understood that we couldn't do that any longer. So that was a very interesting experience. Another experience that it was very shocking for me was the racism. But the funny thing here in America was that the racism, I didn't receive it from the white people. And with all respect, I say the white people. I don't like to put people in colors. The racism I received from an African American woman, especially. She didn't like me at all. She didn't like the fact that I was dressing up very nicely to go to assistant, because I was her assistant at the job that my aunt managed to get me. And she didn't like me to wear her heels. She didn't want me to wear very fancy suits. She didn't want me to wear jewelry. She didn't want me to speak Spanish with the parents. She didn't want me to dress up the way that I was dressing up and talking the way that I was talking. And she made my life miserable to the point that I got so nervous that I stopped driving. I couldn't continue driving cars because every time that I had to go to work, I was just in shock, trying to see what emotional swing she was coming with against me, and don't allow me to be myself, because she didn't want me to be where I said, I demanded you, she said, to speak only English. And could you imagine? I was just with my basic English. I didn't really know that much. And she said, you want to speak, if you want to work with me, you have to speak English, no Spanish, English. And I said, but the parents aren't Spanish. They need to understand what's happening in the school with their children. No matter, I don't care. You speak to me in English. And she makes my life so miserable that, like I said, I developed a nervous emotional situation in myself that I couldn't continue driving, and I had to start driving. Then my sister started driving me back and forth from work because I couldn't continue. I was very traumatized for that situation. And I decided to quit. I decided to continue with my music. Another part of America that it was very important for me to learn is that in Colombia, I was very well known. The artists, very well known with awards, with national television, great recognition of everybody. But here, I was nobody. And then I remember when my aunt said, you have to remember, in Colombia, you were this. Here, you have to start all over again. Here, You have to figure it out how to do. You work during the day, and during the nighttime, then you do your music. But for now, you have to behave like anybody else in America. You have to work, and you have to sustain yourself with the work that you do. And as a matter of fact, there was one time that after I left that job in the school, I decided to apply to another job. And I was filling out, a form. And then the lady was asking me, okay, so what is your job? And I said, I am an artist. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I am an artist, and I do this, I do that. And she said, no, you are unemployed. And I hated it when she said that I was unemployed. I said, what are you treating me like I am unemployed? Yes, you don't have a steady job. You said that you are a musician, but that's not a job for us. You have to have a stable job to be considered, that you had a job. So that was very shocking for me. So I learned how to navigate into learning how to work during the daytime, and during the nighttime, I was my own manager. The manager that we managed to work with, that brought us, actually, we came together from Colombia, and he was our manager here. He left us. He stole us the car. He stole us money, and he left us. He abandoned us. Here I am. What am I gonna do? I don't want to return to Colombia. Like they say over there, with your hands covered and your front and your back, with no money, with no achievement obtained. So what did I decide? I decided to become my own manager. So I managed to get the cards and the information that the manager used to have. And myself, I started calling to the television networks there. All the shows we were able to perform in Don Francisco, Sábado Gigante, La Cama con Porcel, La Feria de Alegría, El Show de Carlos Alfredo, all the national and local TV shows that were in those times. I'm talking about the late 90s. I was able to perform there because I called and I pretended to be somebody else. I said, listen, this is Elizabeth, and I'm representing the duet Las Perlas Negras, from Colombia. And that's the way that I managed to get into those shows, by performing myself in those shows. So then the local places, discotheques, and venues, music venues, they decided to give us a chance to perform. How we started with the band? I made my own band. How I did it? I had a friend that used to play the bass, so he knew someone that used to play the piano. The one that plays the piano used to know one that plays the trumpet, and so forth. And in that way, we managed to create the band, and then we managed to practice every day. And every night, as soon as I finished my job, my sister used to pick me up, and then I dressed up very elegant and very professional businesswoman, and I used to go to every single venue in Miami. I used to go by myself, my sister driving, and me by myself, bringing the music and show them who we were, for them to give us a gift. As a matter of fact, let me show you. This is one of the albums. I don't know if you could see it well, but this is one of the albums. Let me put my guitar away 1 second. So then, like that, we could speak better. So this is one of the albums. It's called Las Perlas Negras. There we go. We did it ourselves, with our own desire to continue moving forward. I created most of the songs of this album for us to perform. So this is one of the albums that my sister and I, this is my sister, and this is me. And we were very well known. So I used to bring this, my bio, and all my passion and my desire to be performing in the big venues of Miami. And I represented myself as a manager. So I used to get the gigs with that. So I bring this. You see, I got another one over there, but let me see if I could get it. Oh, hopefully I don't do an accident over there. I don't want to do an accident. I just wanted to show you, but. So we created our own way of surviving as an artist because definitely it was hard that they could believe it on us because we were females, we were blacks, we barely know the language, but I managed to do it. And I had a band. I managed to convince one owner, it was a Puerto Rican owner of a restaurant, that he proposed me to rehearsal in his place in exchange of free entertainment to the people that were over there eating. So we said, okay, perfect, because we needed a place to rehearsal. So we used to rehearsal sometimes in the parking lot, and we rehearsal right there. And even though that we had mistakes, when you rehearsal, you have to repeat and make mistakes. They enjoy it. But that was the way for us to be able to have a place where to rehearsal because we didn't have money to pay a studio to go and rehearsal, So yes, and believe it or not, I did that for 5 years. For 5 years, I was knocking doors, every single venue in the area of Florida. And we were in festivals, in La Calle Ocho Festival, we were there. We were in the Colombian Festival too, in Key Biscayne. We were in all the national television, just performing and bringing this dream of becoming a well-known artist, my sister and I. She believed in me, I believed in her, and together, with my input, I always was there trying to bring my music away from Colombia, because I wanted to demonstrate myself that I could do it. And I wanted to demonstrate myself that even though that is hard, that they don't give you the credibility for being a female and for being this color, you still could try, and I tried. And I was very, very blessed that I managed to protect myself and protect my sister from the barracudas and from from all the monsters that are in this business, And then we did another album. Let me see if I could get it. There we go. Let me show you. We did this album. Let me move this away. This is the other one. So we did this one. This was the second album, I think. Yeah, this was the second album. And we were so proud that we did this ourselves. At that moment, we went to a recording company called, oh my goodness, I forgot the name of the recording company. Oh, it was with a guy called Alejandro CHAÉONFIRE from Spain. And I titled this album Fiesta en el Caribe. Ooh. All the songs are also written by me. Because, like I said, we had a project, my sister and I. This is my sister, and this is me. We were called, like I said, Las Perlas Negras, the Black Pearls, winners of so many awards in my country, and we came to America to make it big in those years. And after the manager abandoned us and stole everything from us, I became the manager. I became the executive producer of my artistic destiny, my sister and I. So the daytime, I was working as a assistant for a vice principal in a school, and at nighttime, I was a manager. I was also a director in my band. And as a matter of fact, when I was directing, I decided to give that job to someone that knew better about music. So I told the piano player, please, you be the artistic director of the group in order for me to be able to have time in my play, because I was working in the daytime as a teacher assistant. Then being a promoter, going to different places, calling the radio stations, calling the TV stations, and then on top of that, going to the places myself, making the deals, making the business, and then rehearsal, and then dealing with the musicians that behave like a little children, grown men behaving like little children. Oh, why she's paying me? She's a woman. Why she's gonna pay me? So I decided to ask the band director for him to pay the musicians. I already made the deal how much they want to charge me. So I will ask. I asked the director to please pay them so that they don't feel offended because a woman is paying them. It was something that we had to really deal with it. It was a lot, but I was very determined to bring this dream, very determined to come to New York, very determined to continue with the music alive. I didn't want to go back to Colombia and say, oh, no, we didn't make it. No, it was very hard. Oh, we couldn't do it. No, I wanted to try to the maximum. And my God knows how much we tried, how much we did. And I'm very grateful because that was the foundation and the experience that I needed for me to develop who I am today as a singer, as a singer-songwriter, as a cultural activist, as a woman, as a respected person, as a healthcare provider, So I am very proud, I'm very grateful to my God to allow me to do what I did. And yes, all that influence that I had musically from the artists that I heard in those years when I was still a teenager, the musicians the artists that came from Spain, like Nino Bravo, for example, he has a song, dejaré mi tierra por ti. I don't know, you remember that song, ¿verdad? Los que conocen esa canción. De día viviré pensando en tu sonrisa, de noche las estrellas me acompañarán. Serás como una luz que alumbra mi camino. Me voy, pero te juro que mañana volveré. Un beso y una flor. That was one of the most iconic songs before I left Colombia that is strong, that ingrained into myself. Al partir, un beso y una flor. Also, he has another song. It's called América, América. Todo un bello jardín, eso es América. Cuando Dios hizo el Edén, pensó en América. Wow. And the other song that he had was Libre, como el mar y como el viento, yo soy libre, como el sol. All of those songs were so remarkable in my mind that inspired me so much. I said, I want to sing like that. I want to be able to cross frontiers with my music. Then there was another artist also that I love it so much, Piero, from Italy. Es un buen tipo, mi viejo. Da, 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 da. You know that song. Viejo, mi querido viejo, ahora ya camina lejos, como recordando el tiempo. Yo soy tu sangre, mi viejo, yo soy tu silencio. In my house, that's what we used to listen to, that type of music. Then Roberto Carlos from Brazil. Yo quiero tener 1,000,000 de amigos y así más fuerte poder cantar. Yo quiero tener 1,000,000 de amigos y así más fuerte poder cantar. La 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 la. And the whole time we were sweeping the floors or mopping, doing those cultural customs that we usually do in the north coast of our countries, because not only in Colombia, in Dominican Republic and everywhere, you play the music out loud and you're singing and you're doing chores, you know? That's what I used to embed myself with the music. I think that the romanticism I got it from Roberto Carlos. He was one of my best artists that inspired me so much to be this romantic. Donde estuvieras, amor, no te olvides de mí. Oh, me encantaba. I really loved it. I love him so much. Then we have Mexico. Then I received the artistry from Mexico with José José. Qué triste fue decirnos adiós cuando nos adorábamos más y hasta la golondrina. Oh my goodness, me fascinaba. Yo me quedaba así, just listening to the music in the porch of my house, because it transported me to America. I always wanted to come here, and that music helped me to have the wings for me to fly through it, you know. It was so beautiful. There was another artist also. Well, I heard that she's from France, but she actually became bigger. Well, she became very big in the whole entire South America, in Europe too. Jeanette, oh yeah, she has a very peculiar voice, like a little girl. Oye, en el camino, ¿por qué te vas? Oh my goodness, that sounds. I remember when I was grinding my mother used to force me to get up very early in the morning to grind the corn, to do the arepas, you know, the patties for the breakfast. And my only consolation was just to turn on the radio and hear this. Oye, en el camino, ¿por qué te vas? It gives me so much, what can I say, so much inspiration. I said, one day I want to stop doing this. One day I want to leave Colombia. One day I'm going to go there and I'm going to be able to sing my own music and to do my own art. And believe me, it was hard. It was very difficult, but I'm so grateful to my God that allows me to bring it. And then when the American boom artists came in, when the Commodores, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Jackson 5, Donna Summer, oh my goodness, Gloria Gaynor, all these people came out with this fabulous music from America. I was like, oh my goodness, I really wanted to embed myself and didn't have idea what they were saying. But I just, music has no language. Even though that most of my music is in Spanish, I sing in English too. And music doesn't have language. You get connected sometimes with some music and you don't even know what they're saying, but something touches you, right? So yes, and that helped me when I was in my more difficult times, when I saw my dream not taking place in any form of my life. Just listening to music is in my soul. Is in my soul. Make me feel more hope that one day I was able to understand what they were singing about, and one day I was able to do my own music. Another artist other things that happens that actually shake me up as a multi-genre singer-songwriter was the sitcoms that came to Colombia. We had so many American programming that used to come to Colombia, but in the late time. Supposing a show came out in America in the 1975, so 1976, no, not 75, 1977. So in 1978, we were already in Cartagena. That boom arrived a year or 2 years later, never at the same time. So when I was talking about, oh, did you hear about, did you see those shows like Tony Barretta? I love Tony Barretta when they used to have that show, Tony Barretta, Donnie and Mary Osmond. They used to give us also, let me see, I write it down here, The Cosby Show, Amen, 227, Laverne and Shirley. Oh my goodness, that was my favorite one. Happy Days. Ooh, I was always at 5 o'clock sitting down in front of my old TV, just listening to these sitcoms. They call it sitcoms out there. And it was such a great inspiration, especially Laverne and Shirley, because I wanted to experience that life of working and having a friend, living in an apartment, and all the experiences that they had. You know, I said I wanted to experience that, especially the brownstones when they are riding the bike, the brownstones buildings. I feel so inspired. I said I would like to one day to walk in the street and see those brownstones with those stools, you know, right there, those steps, you know, like Laverne and Shirley, you know. Yes, that was part of me becoming who I am. Then the movies. Oh my goodness, when Saturday Night Fever came in, oh, John Travolta drove me crazy. I wanted to be like John Travolta, dancing and learning the steps. I remember all the children in the neighborhood, they used to get together and make competition. Who has the best ability to do the steps of the John Travolta step in Saturday Night Fever, Flash Dance, Fame, wow, that was another sitcom that I like. Grease, Footloose, almost those shows shaped me up, inspiring me, it gave me the sparkle to say, I'm gonna leave this country and I'm gonna go over there and experience that. Because I didn't know better, you know, I thought everything that I saw in the movies, that was the real, you know, thing. But, you know, later on then I learned that, you know, the significance of the movies and the values of those movies. But at that moment, that was very important, not only for me, but for many other people that felt touched by the American dream. Yes, that's the American dream. Through all the struggles that I had, then I came to the conclusion that my own American dream, it is not having the house, having the car, being able to travel, having money, being famous. No, my American dream is to be able to speak up, to be able to recognize who I am as a person, as a human being, as a woman, as an Afro-Latina woman, like they call us, to be able to distinguish people by who they are, not because of the color of the skin, not because of the race, not because of the cultural aspect, but just to recognize them as a human beings. And that's my purpose in my music. That's the purpose of my artistry, to be able to connect with people through my experiences and through the observations that I had with this cosmopolitan city as New York, and to impact someone out there and inspire someone out there not to let go the dream. You know, like I said, my American dream is that when I learned about Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, my eyes opened much more. Because when I was in my country, I didn't love myself. And I'm very honest. I was very ashamed of being black. I felt like being black was a sin in my country, especially because of the high levels of racism. You know, when the children in the school used to go and with the little white fingers and go like this to see if the color comes out, that really hurt me. When people used to, you know, people laugh and come out with names, name callings, and very derogative expressions towards us. That hurt me. I even hated Afro. I couldn't stand Afro. I used to wear, we call it pañoletas, you know, a bandana in the hair. I used to cover my hair. I wanted to be a nun. Would you believe it? Believe it, I wanted to be a nun. I was in a Catholic school. studying in one of I think it was middle school. I was in a Catholic school, and I felt so much peace when I used to go to church, in the little church there, and I hear the nuns, praying the rosary and praying all the prayers, and me, I was just sitting down peacefully there. Something keeps me there, just sitting down, no asking questions, no receiving anything. It's just being there. And the Mother Superior came to me one day and she said, are you considering to become a nun? Because she found that weird that a teenager like me, rather than to be with all the friends, the classmates, and in the backyard of the school, playing around, talking about boys, and talking about things, and the party coming up, and I was just in the church, sitting down there and listening to that one that maybe he was already telling me in a way or the other what he had for me. So for some reason they closed down the school for good. They closed down the school. They didn't have funds to keep the school open. And I went on vacation. And when I returned from vacation, I had a crush on my biology teacher. I had a crush on the biology teacher, so I said, I don't think so. I want to be able to be a nun if I like my biology teacher. It was funny, but I already started writing songs at that moment. I created a song called Simone, which is also the second song of my album, Sound of Peace. It's already out there in all the platforms. It's called Simone. And the Simone became very popular in my school because it's the story of this child from the streets, a homeless child. We call them gamines. Gamines are children that, for some reason, they abandon their homes, either because they are kicked out by their families, or either because they decide to escape a very unsafe environment in the house, because the father abused, the mother abused. So they decide to go to the streets and live in the streets, and they use the glue that the shoemaker does to attach the shoes, the heels of the shoes. They smells that to keep themselves hype, so then they don't feel the hunger. Those children touched me so much in my heart, and I decided to create a song about those children, because those children, for me, talked to me more than the children that were in the school berating me and mocking just because I was this color. And so the song became very big. And every time that they had an event in the school, Mother's Day, Father's Day, the day of El Día del Idioma, the cultural day, or so and so, they always used to call me, hey, we want you to perform for this event, we want you to be here, we want you. At that moment, I was just learning how to play guitar. I play guitar by ear, but that's another story. I'll tell you later on how it was. So I used to sing this song a cappella, and I became very popular. After I was so shy, after I wanted to be a nun, after nobody wanted to be my friend, suddenly I became popular just singing the song called Simone. Let me see if I could have a little piece of the song. Let's see if I have it. Simón, el niño que vive en la calle. Simón, el niño que vive en el parque. Simón, él nunca conoció a sus padres. Simón, el niño que goza de libertad. Simón, su nombre un día me dijo, Simón, el nombre que se puso él mismo, Simón, el niño de los ojos muy claros, Simón, el chico más sucio del barrio, Simón, tu madre es aquella calle, Simón, tu padre es el viento que sientes, Simón, tu hermana es la soledad, Simón, tu vida es la libertad. Simón, 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 Simón. It's just a little piece. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Thank you so much for being in this Wednesday here, recovering from a day of work, and now getting ready to go to work tomorrow. I have to go to work, you too. But I'm very grateful for you guys to be here. Thank you so much. Let me see if I could say hi to someone here. Gabby's Kong. Hi, Gabby's Kong. Thank you so much. I'm CHAÉONFIRE. Shia, you look like Lee from Stray Kids. Oh, thank you. No idea, but you know. Lucifer. Wow, what a name. Sounds good. Oh, thank you so much. They are all fabulous. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. I thank you so much for you guys to be here. Let's continue growing. Let's continue creating these good vibes on Wednesdays to continue sparkling beauty of the soul, easiness of the soul, peace and inspiration. I ask you to continue living, loving, kissing, feeling, talking, because remember, you are humans. You are not machines. We are living in times of machines, and we have to be prepared because we cannot be depending on what this society have been creating for us. So we have to be very open to ourselves as a human beings, and also especially to the Lord to give us the strength and keep up with everything that is changing at this moment. May the Lord bless you. Thank you so much for being here, for listening to my story. Be aware of Sons of Grace coming in soon. I'm preparing all the videos. That's gonna be a podcast, music podcast that I'm putting together with all the songs that I'm being able to create, with the stories behind the songs. What was the reason why I created the song? What was the process for me to put it in together? I will continue with the albums too. I will show you how I was able to do the albums. Why this is important for me? Because of the challenge of being a female Black artist, immigrant in America. And for this, I'm very grateful. For this, I'm very content that I'm able to be here and do what I do. Thank you so very much, and I'll see you soon, okay? Mwah. Hasta la vista. Stay tuned for God is holy, remember. Always remember that. God is holy. Café de Colombia. Wow, riquísimo. Bye bye.